It's a school day in Melbourne. But there's no kids in the school, is there? No bags. Nice sun. There's no noise. There's no teachers. Just a locked gate. Now, I could have actually stood outside of school and filmed this. And there's a sign that says enough. I walked past 3 schools on the way to the train station today, and I haven't stopped thinking about this since. Hey, I'm Jack. I'm 53. I'm a train driver. I've come into the city to start working in about 2 hours' time. I am not a journalist. Not a union rep. Thank Christ for that. I'm not here to tell you who's right or who's wrong. But I've been in this city long enough, I know we love to protest. And I know it looks like when people have had everything together, finally say they've had enough. So 1, a day without teachers. What does it actually look like in the city? Here's a lot of people in red shirts today. 2, what are the teachers, what is the teacher's profession? You know, what are they actually doing? Who have they become? I'm doing machine-based learning as an adult now. How long is it till the kids get machine-based learning? That's my question to you. And what does it mean for the generation like me? We're getting 3.5%, 4% pay rises a year, and we work every day of the year 24/7 roster. I know plenty of people from cleaners right through, you know, that work 24/7 rosters and don't wish for 38% pay rises. And question number 4, are we asking teachers to carry too much work? Because I know they've got a lot on their plate. I know what they said today, some of them are doing 11 hours of overtime that they're not paid for. So I want to hear what the conditions are, because I can't find the media telling me what conditions the teachers want, other than they want to be at school less, which is not what I think they've said. I think that's just the bias of the media. Right, so what does Melbourne look like today? It's Thursday, so we're going to have football. I haven't looked up who's playing tonight. Melbourne. I grew up, this place called itself the education state. You remember that on your number plate, rego plates? And I'm not being cynical when I say that. I think it's actually, with the amount of universities here, the amount of schools here, it is an education state, but it's not looking after it. But today, if you walk through the suburbs and you see what happens, you know, people make out what they possibly decide that they can't keep doing. Schools going on strike, cleaners are on strike, everyone's on strike, schools are quiet, but the ovals have got Indians out there playing cricket, which gave you some entertainment. So we've got some really good cricket players out in the western suburbs. The traffic at the moment is pretty quiet. I mean, you can see the crowd up down here in South Bank, and it should be bustling with morning tea people right now, but there's no one here. On that side of the city over in Collins Street, walking across, we had a lot of red shirts and it was too windy to try and film this. So it's like a ripple, a bit like this Yarra behind me at the moment. You know, it's 1 day strike action. Every corner of the city's got something different happening. Some parts are quieter, some parts are not. It's not the politics of it all, it's just the reality of living in Melbourne, really. And when teachers stop, everything else stops, even if you're a 53-year-old. It does seem to stop and affect you. Now, who are the teachers? Not being in the primary school, high school era since 1990. I went to university in 2020, but I thought about something this morning coming in on the V line. If I don't show up to work, trains don't run. Well, they'll find someone to run them, but if 10,000 of us didn't turn up, you wouldn't run a train. And we can't do that. We can't stop Melbourne. I know we have in the past, but we can't. But a teacher doesn't show up to work. The state doesn't stop. Of course, there's a little bit of a ripple through the city. Change of wind, we've got spring coming, but it doesn't break the bank. And I don't know what teachers got to do to actually... We have the best teachers here in Melbourne, I think. I know when I was a kid I didn't have many, but I think we didn't have big classes back then, and our teachers... Well, 2 of my teachers were Vietnam War veterans, so that's the kind of difference between now and when we were kids. There's one teacher I did talk to this morning that said to me, it's not a curriculum-based outcome that they're trying to get. It's a human making an investment into another human being. That's how they teach now. And we're asking those people to teach classes over 30. We had classes of 40 back in the 80s. And we didn't have computers or mobile phones to deal with either. Here's something about being 53. You remember what it was like when you went to school. You know what the teachers were. You know they were quite authority. You know what the cane was like if you were misbehaving. But everyone sort of feared them because they were authoritarian. They were military driving sergeants. But it was respect that came with the job. It was a certain status. They were trusted by the community. Some of them went on to work in local council. You know, they were trusted people. And I'm not trying to be harsh, but we don't have that same feeling if you look at social media that teachers are trusted anymore, or that they're considered pillars of society. And that's just reading the comments. Like half of them are abusing teachers for what days they work, and the other half are actually praising them for asking for better conditions. You put 3 million extra people into Melbourne in the last 10 years. We didn't put extra teachers in, did we? You know, as I've said in the other videos, I've rented for 35 years, and I know what it feels like when the system doesn't count for the reality that you're actually living in. Renters are not thought about now either. And a lot of teachers are starting to feel that too. The social media, like it treats people who rent, is turning against them. So as I head towards my retirement, and I'll finish this video up now, I'm going to retire early at 60. But what kind of city am I leaving behind me? I mean, to start with, that building back there, the Exxon building, was demolished, so that one's gone. When my generation steps back, retires, who's going to run the hospitals? Who's going to teach the next generation? I believe machine-based learning is going to replace teachers. AI is going to replace classrooms. We're doing it as adult learning now. AI machines are teaching us on computers courses that were run by humans. If you like Saturday morning cartoons, you'll love AI. But I'm not 8 years old and I don't like Saturday morning cartoons. I would much prefer to have a human stand in front of me in a classroom than to be sitting on a laptop watching a cartoon teaching me safety. And that's what's coming to the kids. The kids are going to get machine-based learning. So we're not really building a system for the teachers. We're building a system to replace schools. Right, people. That will do my Thursday POV in the city. Stay safe, and I will talk to you on Monday.